Hello and welcome to Vidra Embedded channel. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how we can use the printf statement over the ERT. So we'll configure the ERT and then we'll see how we can send the printf statements onto the console. So let's get started. Open the Cube IDE and create a new project. Now select the part number. I'm using G071RB and you can click on here and then click on next. Name it as ERT underscore printf and then click on next and then click on finish to create the project. Now the project is created, so go to system core and enable the serial wire debug. So click on the serial wire debug. So you will able to see two pins are selected, that is PA13 and PA14. So data on the clock pins. Now so we need to enable the EART. So if you go to the connectivity, so here you can see how many EARTs for a particular microcontroller is available. For example, I am using STM32G071RBT6. So here I have a low power ERT and then 4 ERTs are there. So that means total 5 are there. One is a low power ERT. So I am going to use the low power ERT. And so click here and then in the mode section, so click here to enable the asynchronous. Now if you look at in the pinout configuration, so by default PC1 and PC0 are selected for the low power ERT TX and RX. But on the Nucleo board there is one UART which will be enabled through the ST-Link V2, so that we can use the ST-Link V2 as the virtual COM port instead of using the external USB to UART converter. Suppose if you are using a blue pill module, so you need to purchase an external USB to UART converter and then you need to connect the pins accordingly. So to know the which pins are routed through the ST-Link V2 on the Nucleo board or from the Discovery board, so we need to go to the user manual and see what are the pins that are routed through the ST-Link V2. So here I have opened my Nucleo board user manual and here I am going to search for the UART. So here it is. So now we can see here UART2 communication. So the UART2 interface of the STM32 is connectable to ST-Link V2 MCU. So so these pins are also available on the ST Morpho connector. So we will not going to use the any pin connections. Suppose if you want to use as an external UART to USB connector, then you need to connect those pins accordingly. Now if you can see here in the table, so those pins are PA2 and PA3. In the Cube IDE, there is a provision to remap these pins to the other pins which is having the same functionality. For example, if you are using a UART, so we need to map to the similar UART pins. So to know which pins are exactly suitable for this enable pins, so you need to press the control and click on the PC0. Now you will able to see two pins are highlighting or blinking with a black color. The first one is a PA3 and the another one is a PB10. But if you look at the data sheet, so we need PA2 and PA3. So now go to Cube IDE and then remap these functions to PA2 and PA3. Just press the control and drag and drop the pins. And then similarly for ERT TX, and that should be connected to PA2. Now in the low power ERT mode and configuration parameters settings, come down here and here we need to set the baud rate. So I'm going to use the baud rate as a 9600 and then we'll use the baud length as a 8-bit including parity, and then parity is none and stop bit equals to 1, and that's all for the configuration. And then now go to the clock configuration and we will set to 64. And here you can see that it is not supporting the 9600 baud rate, so it is saying that the baud rate value must be between 15.625 kilobits per second and 21.333 megabits per second. So we will change baud rate to 115200. Now you can see error is gone, and then save the code to generate the code. Now we can see the code is generated successfully. So in order to use the printf statements, so you need to include a header file, that is hash include stdio.h. Now we are going to use the system calls, and they are as part of the code generation. So to know the system call file, so expand the core, expand the src, and then here you can see as syscalls.c file. Double click here to open this, and here we are going to use the write function, and we will see that is declared as a week. So we can override this function to use the printf statements and send some commands onto the console. So copy this function, and then go to the main. In the user code begin, okay, it is an integer. Okay, now here we are going to call a function, that is a hall underscore, so ert underscore transmit. So we need to pass the first parameter as a handle. So you can see the handle here, that is UART handle type def. So we are using a low power UART, so that is why it is a LP UART1. And then the size, okay, we need to pass this pointer here. So this is a PTR, and this should be typecasted to int 8 underscore t, it's a pointer, and then size should be len, and timeout we are going to use hall underscore max delay, and then we are going to return the length. Go to while loop, and here before the while loop declare a variable, let's say int, let's say take the counter and initialize to 0, and then in the while loop use the printf. So current number is, so we'll use the %d because we are using integer number here. So use the carriage return and \n for the new line, and then increase the counter. Then let's give a small delay using hall underscore delay, and then give the 500 milliseconds. So that's all for the code. Save the code, and then click on this build to compile the code. Now you can see the code is compiled successfully without any errors and warnings. So now let's go to debugging mode. Under debugger, select the ST-Link GDB and then click on OK. So we need a serial terminal to see the this printf statement onto the console, that we can do from the cube ID itself. Okay, now in the bottom here I go to the open console view and click on this drop down, and then click on this command shell, and here you need to select the connection type as a serial port, and then click on this new. We need to provide the name here, so name should be any name, it should be anything. So I'm going to give it Nucleo 64, and then of course the COM port is automatically detected, and the baud rate we set to 115200. Data size is 8 bits, no parity, and stop bit is equals to 1. Click on finish, and then here encoding you select to UTF-8, and then click on OK. So now you go and resume the button to upload a code onto the Nucleo board. So once you click this, you will able to see a output on the console here. Now disconnect here, exit from the debug mode. Now if I would like to print a floating point numbers, for example, so let me declare a float variable here. So float, let's say a number which is equals to some number, that is, let's say for example 12.45 for example, and I'll also make it as a f to indicate it is a floating point number. Now we want to display this number using a same print. If I go here and if I add another printf statement, okay, and so here the float number is, so here we need to use the %f and then use the \r/n and then pass the number here. Now we can see here, so if I want to use the floating point number, the cube ID is showing some unresolved reference. It is saying that the floating formatting support is not enabled. Check your MCU settings under project properties, C ++ build settings and tool settings. So this is true. Why? Because the floating point numbers over the printf by default does not supported by the ARM GCC. So we need to enable it externally. So to enable the floating point numbers in the GCC ARM, so you need to click on this project and right click here, go to the properties and go expand the C ++ build, go to settings. So under the MCU GCC linker settings and under the miscellaneous, here you need to add the flags. So the flag is -u _printf_float. So click on OK and then apply and close. Now you can see the unresolved reference is gone. So that is only the dependency. If you want to print some floating point numbers onto the console, so you need to do this step. Okay, now save the code, compile the code again. Now go to debug window. Now again we are going to open the console here. To open the console, because we have already created the console with the name of Nucleo 64, so that will be available here. That is under display selected console. So click here and select the Nucleo 64 and here click on this icon to connect it. Okay, and then now we are going to resume the code. Now we can see that both floating point number as well as the integer numbers are displaying onto the console. Okay, that's all for this tutorial. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.